Are we
Good.
live?
Yes, we are. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon from beautiful Miami. My name is Maryam Isa Al Ali Zastafel. I put God first. This is my story, and I have a purpose. I help others embrace their authentic self to serve a bigger purpose. Everything I do in my life, from the minute I wake up in the morning to the minute I go to sleep at night, is in service of something bigger than who I am.
That's right. And my name is Alexander Zastapel. My purpose is to bring out the strength in others so they can take full control of their life and gain all rights to their existence.
Existence, guys, existence. And today we're going to be talking about a very important topic, which is again how to be successful in every area of your life. And here is the thing, guys, with this, like, again, success is underrated. Some people think that, oh my god, I can't just be successful because I want to be successful, and it's just something that they just preach about but they don't do. And then when they don't do, they devalue success and say, oh, it's only for the chosen ones. And we are here to tell you guys, for the few parts we're going to be sharing, that it's not the case.
It is definitely not just for the chosen ones, right? It's for the ones that are going to continue to move forward to something really big. They work really hard, but they also work very smart in collaboration with amazing people around them, right? Very, very important. I used to think personally, by the way, Miriam, that you had to be very smart. You had to have like all these certain things in place to be successful. You had to get straight A's in school. That's great. You should do that. But it didn't have anything to do with my success, right? Because I started to realize that I have different qualities than other people. And Miriam, out of all people, amplified that for me by me finding my purpose with Miriam before we were even together, you know? And what I found out is that, hey, I am a unique being that is not like anyone else in this universe, right? Like literally no one else is like me, right? So if you start thinking of yourself like that, you bring things to the table that other people can't, meaning they just don't have it. They don't have those gifts that we're giving to you specifically.
Wow.
So part of living, an extraordinary life in every area of life is all about focusing on, what you can bring to the table and figuring that out. Because once you know that and you know that you have leverage there, you can be more confident when you walk into places, right? Like I'm more confident now. Oh my gosh. I'm way more confident now than I was 2 years ago, even 3 years ago. Like I just keep on getting more confident. And I'm at a place right now where my confidence is sky high, right? Coming from being an introvert, completely not even know how to talk to people. I didn't know how to I stuttered kind of. My words were just like, I don't know, very sarcastic. I wasn't taking life seriously. I was drinking and doing all those things that were not getting me anywhere very fast. My point here is that once you realize your potential, once you realize what you have, once you know what you're equipped with and you can sharpen those skills, you're going to become unstoppable.
I love that. And here's the thing, guys, it's not something that it is only for the few.
Yes.
It's amazing what happens when you understand your potential. We are 10x coaches with Grant Cardone licensees as well, and he talks about 10x. And 10x means it's like you're doing 10 times more and you're working 10 times more and you are achieving 10 times more. And he made the point this morning. We were in a session with him this morning, and the point was like he designed 10x goals not to be achieved. You're not supposed to be achieving your 10x goals, but it's also you're supposed to be knowing your potential. You think you can hit 1 million? Put a 10 million goal and see how much of that 10 million you can achieve. It's not going to be 1 million. It's different when you increase your targets. It's amazing what happens because that literally introduces you to your potential.
100%. So with that being said, we're going to cover 3 main points here today that are really, really important and vital to not only success in business, which we talk a lot about, but success in all areas of life, right? And the first one is going to be taking responsibility. Responsibility is something that you can always get more of, basically, right? It's something that, once you realize your potential itself, you realize that you can always take more responsibility. And responsibility means basically taking control over your life. Right? If I'm not taking responsibility and saying that was on me, then I'm giving up control,
Hmm.
right? The moment that you assign responsibility to someone else or something else, you give up control.
Wow.
You're not in control anymore. And control is very important because when you're not in control, things start to get out of alignment, right? Random things start to happen in your life, right? So when you're in control over something, it means you can move it. It means you can shake it. It means you can have power behind it, right? So responsibility, I have learned, is a gradient thing, and you can always take more responsibility, right? I know for a fact that my responsibility level is extremely high, but when I first heard about the topic of responsibility, I thought that I was taking a lot of responsibility, later to realize that I wasn't.
Hmm.
The reason why I tell you this is because if you're not taking responsibility for everything in your life, things are going to get out of whack and out of your control. They're going to start happening to you. Like
Yeah.
maybe you start to get sick. Maybe you start to like just things are going to start happening to you that aren't good, and you're going to keep on giving up control. Like you're going to keep on blaming the other person, blaming that thing. I know personally, sometimes it's really easy to blame someone else because then you don't have to take responsibility for it. You're like, oh, well, it wasn't me, and then you can move on. But when you take responsibility for something that happened, that means you can be in control over it afterwards. You can actually do something about it. But if you assign it to someone else, halas is what they say, which means done, right? You're done.
Yeah, and here's what you just mentioned, Alex, which is very profound. It is like, again, guys, this is something, maybe the hardest thing I learned in my life is to take responsibility of something. Not because all responsibility, oh, I need to go to work on time, leave on time, I don't know, show up to the.
Yeah,
This is, I'm not
that's
talking
not
about
that
that.
one. Mm.
We're talking about responsibility. If someone does something to me, or there is an accident, how am I responsible? How is this my responsibility? If something bad happens in life, how is this my responsibility? How am I responsible for that? What is Maryam Isa's Al Ali Zastipal's role in this? Like, how is this my fault? Right? And I'm gonna tell you, when the minute you take responsibility, you gain control. And when you gain control, you know you are the cause. I rather be the cause and say I'm responsible and I'm gonna find a solution, rather than acting like I am an effect and I'm a victim, and because of my line manager and because of the weather and because of the environment and because of so and so and because of the recession. The minute you do that, you're not taking responsibility of your life. The biggest beings, if you understand the spirituality, you understand that people who are the biggest beings, the biggest spiritual beings, are the ones who actually take the biggest responsibility. It's not like you just, say, oh, you throw your hands and you say, you know what, it's none of my business. It's not me. I don't have to do it, blah, blah, blah. The minute you throw out your towel and responsibility, here when you know that you are not in control in your life, and when you're not in control of your life, guess what? You are the effect. And when you are an effect, you are not successful. Maybe you are successful in one area, but then you have other areas of your life falling as well.
Yeah, and we've actually done an episode of being a control freak. You should be a control freak. That sounds crazy, but if you're not, it's just very simple.
Right.
Let me make this very simple for you. If you're not in control, you're being the effect of things. That means, like, you literally can't control things. Like, if this pen hits me or whatever, like in the face or something like that, like, and I don't like control it and like stop it, I'm gonna be the effect of it. I'm gonna get blown, or like I get punched in the face. Hey, I was the one that went to a bad area of town, or I was the one that went out and drank and got, like put myself in that situation in the first place.
Right.
It wasn't their fault that they punched me.
Right.
This is very, like, I want to make this very simple for you. That wasn't their fault. I'm the one that decided to go to that location, not them. Like, they didn't make me come to that location. I'm in control over my life, right? And another thing that I will add is one thing that Grant Cardone, our mentor, always says is, wherever you go, there you are. If you're taking notes, write this down. Wherever you go, there you are. So if you have problems in your life, that's on you, because you're literally involved every single time. If you have successes in your life, that's on you. You're involved every single time. you create something so big that someone else did the whole entire thing for. Let's say that you created an event and you were like the mastermind behind all of it. They did all the work. For example, I guess not all the work, but they were the one like speaking on the stage. They were the one that was I don't know. Let's think of an example right now. They were doing like a lot of the things. You had someone running the microphones. You had other people in things. You're the one that created that.
Logistics, whatever, session,
Yeah.
hotel, venue, media team. These are different moving parts. But if something goes wrong, it's on you.
Yeah.
You cannot. So, oh no, it's their responsibility. The minute you assign responsibility to someone else is the moment that you're not in control.
Yep.
And watch the language of the people around you. Nobody want to take responsibility. Oh no, not me. Oh no, it's them. Yesterday there was something interesting. I'm not gonna go into the details. Something happened yesterday around like 6 p.m. And I'm like, oh my God, like what's this? I called the parties and I'm like, I take full responsibility of it. Full,
Total
responsibility. And we're gonna make whatever they needed happen, right? Full responsibility, because the minute you say, oh no, it's not me, it was that, it was so and so, it doesn't matter. It's you. Well, the minute you take responsibility and you understand you are the causation, nothing can impact you. When you know, you cannot be controlled. You control.
100%. When you know, you control. I love that. Yeah.
You cannot be controlled, guys, when you know what you need to know about what you need to be known, in the knowingness, nobody can control you. No one. Like, you are in control because you know. So when I'm in a session, let's say I talk about one of my favorite topics of all times, 10x. So when I talk about 10x, and because I know 10x, I did 10x, I've been immersed in 10x. We're going to the 10x business bootcamp tomorrow. When like, we know 10x, we know the history of 10x. We know what 10x represents, right? So if someone comes to me and they start talking to me about like they know 10x or something, okay, good. But again, you're talking to someone who knows 10x, right? So when someone talks to me about 10x, for example, and I'm a Grant Cardone licensee and stuff like that, I'm in control because I know. You'll understand. Many people, when you test their knowledge, for example, one of the 10x rules is commit first, figure the rest out later. Someone could preach, Maryam, one of the 10x rules is commit first, figure the rest out later. It is in chapter, I don't know what, in the 10x rule. I'm like, okay, great. How do you apply it in your life? When you ask people on how much they apply knowledge, this is how you know how much they are in control. If you don't know how to apply the knowledge, you are not in control, Habibi. You're being controlled.
Yeah.
If you want to test someone's knowledge, ask them to give you an example. Ask them to demonstrate it somehow. Ask them to share with you, right? So I'm going to tell you guys, the minute you take responsibility is the minute oh my God, I need my coffee. It's the minute you get control, and then finally it's the minute that you actually become the cause, not the effect.
Yeah, and one more thing I want to add to that, Maryam, is when you're actually taking responsibility, you mean it, right? When I first started taking responsibility, I'm like, I take responsibility for that, and I didn't actually mean it though. So you have to mean taking responsibility, and the only way to do that is to completely understand it.
Yeah.
And with me understanding it, I started not blaming myself and like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? Why am I like this? I always make mistakes. I didn't start changing my attitude.
Right.
We didn't say that. I took responsibility. That was my fault. What could I have done to prevent this from happening?
Mm-hmm.
And the minute I start asking myself that question, what could I have done? Like what could I have changed to make sure that this never happens again? And what Elena Cardone always says, I'm not a repeat offender. Right? She says she's not a repeat offender, meaning this isn't going to happen again. Right? If you keep on allowing it to happen again, that means you didn't actually take responsibility and you didn't put things in place to make sure that it doesn't. You didn't have control over it.
And by the way, if that same situation keeps happening and over and over and over again, it's because you didn't take responsibility of it. And that situation will keep happening over and over and over again until you take responsibility of it. Or I'm going to tell you from experience, listen to your sister, big sister, maybe I'm 36. I could be your young sister, or I could be your old sister. We were doing a session with Zaid University students the other day. I'm like, guys, listen to me. I'm your sister. I'm double your age, so I understand what I'm talking about. So the point here is the minute you start taking responsibility, It is the minute that certain situations will disappear from happening in your life. You will, like one of the things that I used to do all the time, and I'm very guilty of it. I used to arrive late. Why? Because I'm like, oh, I always arrive late, you know. And oh my God, the most important people arrive later. What doesn't have to be? Doesn't have to be. The most important people that I know, they arrive on time, right? They arrive on time and they take responsibility if they don't arrive on time. The point is here, I used to say that all the time. Me and I, you know, I can't. But the minute I started taking responsibility, I show up to everything on time. Alex and I, any meeting we have, any engagement we have, whether the meeting is in Coral Gables, which is like 45 minutes away, the meeting is in Vegas. No, not in Vegas. Where are we going? To Phoenix.
Phoenix.
You know, the meeting is in Phoenix. We're arriving 24 hours earlier before the event. You know, we have so many different things. We don't go to one place for one thing. So we are in control. When you arrive earlier, by the way, you show that you respect the person who you are meeting, and you also, it shows that you are there in tune. And again, you are in a much better situation than, you know, when you are arriving late or whatever it is. My point is, this is used to be one of my weakest points. I used to arrive late, but the minute you take responsibility, you arrive earlier. And as we learned from 10x, is early is on time, and on time is late.
Yeah. For the most part, I've been pretty good at showing up to things early, but I still was late to things, right? But once I understood completely of why you need to show up early, like I understood why I need to make sure that it's an always thing and not only a sometimes. All right. So with that being said, if you want to go to the next point. God bless you.
Okay. Oh my God. The next point is about me.
I could have done it. Yes.
So the topic today, for those who are tuning in, this is the Clear and Conquer Live. We come to you guys now on Wednesdays. We used to come on Tuesdays. We come to you guys now on Wednesdays every single week at 12 p.m. here in Miami, and now it's 8 p.m. in Dubai because of the time change, right? So we come to you guys and we talk to you guys about a topic that is related to a topic in business and in life. And today's topic is about success in every areas of your life. To be successful in every areas of your life. And this is something that the Grant Cardone tackled in a session today that we attended. It is be unreasonable. I'm telling you, there is, if you look at every single successful person in this universe right now or before, who lived across history or who will live in the future, they are not logical. They're the crazy ones. Actually, Mahatma Gandhi says the ones who are thinking crazy enough to say that they are going to change the world, they are the ones who actually do that. Because they're not thinking by logic. They're unreasonable. I want to do this. Because when you are being reasonable, you're trying to find ways to get away from thinking massive, right? When I'm being unreasonable, I'm not allowing like any small little thing to control me. Or it's not like I'm not taking responsibility. When you are unreasonable, you take responsibility. I'm gonna tell you guys from here, and it might, some of you guys will be hit by this differently. The minute you take responsibility of the mankind, the more unreasonable you become. Because you know, it's not about you, Habibi. It's not about you. It's not about Alex. It's not about our little group. It's not about a small community. It's about the whole mankind. The whole mankind. You're gonna be unreasonable when you want your legacy to live beyond you. Cardone said he wants his product and services to live for 200 years, beyond his own years, right? So think about it. Are you taking who are you taking responsibility of? It tells you how much unreasonable you'll be. Oh my God, for me, like, there are certain education I get here from the US, or like things I want to go ahead and take back to my country, the United Arab Emirates, and I'm being unreasonable. I do anything. I'll do whatever it takes as long as I'm ethical and as long as I'm authentic. I'll do anything because my sense of responsibility is huge. It is about the mankind. Wherever I go, they say she's Emirati. She's from the United Arab Emirates. That's a huge responsibility. And I want them to say it because I'm creating an impact. I'm doing something. I'm making a difference. I'm helping people. I'm going to be living beyond my years. I'm not going to be only living here. So when you are being unreasonable, you're taking full responsibility of your life and taking full control of your life. and you are taking full responsibility of the mankind. Where are you guys in the responsibility scheme? How many people are you responsible for? You are responsible for me right now, whether you are watching us live or you are watching the archive. Tomorrow or years from now, I'm responsible for you. You came because you came into my vicinity. You came into my environment. I'm responsible for you. It's not like I'm only responsible for Alex and our 10 friends. I'm responsible for the mankind. The bigger the responsibility, the bigger being you are, the more you can impact, the more unreasonable you become.
Yeah, 100%. And unreasonable does not mean overthinking things, overanalyzing. You know, like what Miriam is saying right here is you can't get stuck in these little things, you guys. Knock it off, right? That's never going to impact your life. It's never going to help anybody. You getting stuck in the little things. And what you do is you start justifying and you start becoming reasonable, and you start being like, well, that's just the way that it is. And you start saying things like that. And then everybody else around you, since you have average friends around you, start saying the same things like, oh, it was too hard. I told you were going to make mistakes. I told you were going to fail. I told you this was going to happen. And what happens is you become reasonable. You become logical. You don't think beyond your little problems, your little, like the little things, right? You have to think so far beyond that so you can start figuring out solutions for something bigger. If you keep on figuring out solutions for things that are small, like how am I going to make rent next month? Why am I living paycheck to paycheck? Why is this happening to me? I broke my nail. What kind of Louis Vuitton should I wear? If those little small things, okay, if you keep on solving problems for them, that's what you're going to continue to get. But if you start asking yourself, how could I create an impact that's so big that 1 billion kids have a better education? That's one of my goals. 1 billion kids. Do I need to know how? No, it has nothing to do with the how. It has to do with the intention and being unreasonable. And then I can start demanding myself to be unreasonable. I can start demanding Miriam to be unreasonable. I can just start demanding you, because it's starting with me. I'm being unreasonable, so I can be unreasonable to you, right? But if you keep on saying all these reasons why it's not going to work, if you keep on solving problems for little small things, and things that don't even matter, by the way, these little challenges like living paycheck to paycheck, that is tiny compared to your potential. Stop being stuck inside of that. Get outside of that, okay? Do something bigger with your life.
Yes.
If you're going to fail, you might as well fail at something really big than something so small that you can barely even see.
I love that.
I'm just saying.
I love that. And here's the thing: that the bigger you think, the more likely things will gonna happen to you. But the minute you start thinking small, you're gonna get small problems. And guess what? You know what happens when you're being unreasonable, guys? When you become unreasonable, you attract people who are unreasonable like you. In our vicinity, in our environment, in our surroundings, we don't have someone telling us, oh my God, you want to be a billionaire? Sakhafa, that's stupid. We don't have someone like that in our life. We have people who are unreasonable like us. We have people around us who want to change the world. We have people around us who want to create an impact in whatever industry: education, real estate, engineering, health, women empowerment. Every single sector you would think about, we have friends in that sector who are unreasonable like us. If I'm reasonable, I'm gonna, again, as you mentioned, Alex, if you are reasonable, you're gonna, and people, by the way, you are reasonable, you come up with excuses, by the way. The minute you become reasonable about something, oh my God, example, 10x Business Bootcamp tomorrow, happening the day of, what is it, March 16, 17? Yeah. 17, it's happening on March 17, yes. You'll be like, oh my God, I want to come, Mariam, but the flight, I don't know what's happened. It's the holidays. So you're being reasonable for you not to attend, although it's good for you. Or you're going to be unreasonable and you book a flight right now and you're going to be with us in 2 days. Which side of the reason you want to be? The unreasonable or the reasonable? I rather be, and I will pick unreasonable anytime. Because when you are unreasonable, you attract people who are unreasonable. So if you need permission, they will tell you it's okay. We are part of the 10x community. I've been part of it since 2019. Alex, I think 2020, 2019.
2019.
2019.
Well, 2020, yeah. 2020.
Yeah. around that
Either
window,
way.
right? Either way, but in that community, there are people who hold us accountable. Like again, to Tim, of course, Cardone, Grant Cardone, Elena Cardone, we're gonna go to her 10X Ladies in August. We are committed to August, huh? It's like, oh my God, no, I'm gonna commit to the thing in August. No, you commit to the thing from now. So, anyways, so you're becoming unreasonable and you pull things forward. So when you are like that, you're gonna attract people like Elena Cardone and Elena Cardone, Grant. We have the amazing Jared from Cardone's team. You know, he's the president of Cardone Enterprises. Sherry Hamilton, the CEO. These are the people who are unreasonable too. They are Brandon Dawson, unreasonable. You know, they are people who are holding us accountable. And by the way, we have our own accountability group who are being unreasonable with. And many of them are already unreasonable. Many of them are learning how to be unreasonable. And there is nothing wrong with that. But the minute you become reasonable, you're going to attract average people who think small and they think by reason. You cannot do it because I'll do it after Ramadan, I'll do it after Eid, I'll do it after the summer is done, I'll do it after I come back from my travels, I'm gonna do it after a Christmas, I'm gonna do it after a New Year, and then day after, I'm gonna do it after the recession. Sma'na, we heard there is a recession. Last year you said it's the vaccine. The year before you said it's COVID. There will always be a reason for you to be reasonable. But again, which part of reason you want to be in? You want to be part of the people who say, you know what, I'm unreasonable and I'm gonna go conquer, or you're gonna be part of the people who are reasonable and say, you know what, one day, you know, Al-Amr Juddami, oh my God, I'm scared, whatever it is, you're not gonna go far when you are reasonable.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I hope you guys are taking notes. This is recorded, but going live and like taking notes when you're moving through things is very important. I highly recommend it. The last point that we're going to talk about today is control, right? And I say you should be a control freak, right? You should be obsessed with control. The thing that that has changed in me, my responsibility and control have increased, right? And not just because of some random reason. No, it's because I realized I'm responsible for more than, like, I'm responsible for me first, right? And then I'm responsible for Miriam. And then I'm responsible for our employees. And then I'm responsible for the haters. And then everybody else, right? So the responsibility is like, and it's not just the haters. You don't stop there. It's everybody. I'm responsible for the way that this planet is right now. Because if I just complain about it, I complain about the recession, I complain about COVID and all these different things. I don't care what side you're on. If you just keep on complaining about it, not doing anything about it, you're part of the problem, right? So literally, I take responsibility for this planet, okay? I take responsibility for things that are going wrong right now. And the reason I do that is because, like, I know I have a lot of potential inside of me that I can change a lot of things.
Yes.
But I need to be in control first, right? If I'm not in control over something, you're gonna start being not in control of other things around you, right? Like, I'm telling you, the way our calendar is, the way our environment looks around us, like, it needs to be clean. If I'm not in control over the little things, I'm not gonna be in control over when I have $1 billion in my account. Why do you guys think, just think about this for a second, lottery winners, have you guys seen them before? Have you seen that they also, 90% of them go bankrupt after winning millions and millions of dollars? They go bankrupt. They had millions of dollars. It's because they never had control over money when they only had $10. It's because they didn't have control when they only had $1,000, whatever amount of money. And most likely, they didn't have control over a lot of other things in their life as well, right? So control is a very, very important thing that I used to be told that, oh, you're just a control freak. Don't be so controlling. Well, you need to be controlling. That's the thing. Like, you have to be in control, because what's the opposite of that? Not in control. Do you not want to be in control of your money? Do you not want to be in control of your relationship with your wife or your husband? Do you not want to be in control of your future? Like, do you just want everything to be just random for you? And then when you get hit over the head, you're like, I don't know why this happened. It's because you're not in control.
Right.
And you're not also taking responsibility, most likely, as well. So you have to be very obsessed with the word control, and you have to be obsessed with control in general. Control is not a bad thing.
No.
And what I have learned in my life is I've been told a lot of wrong things, right? I also was told that money is evil. Well, why do people have money in their bank accounts if it's so evil, right? Technically, it's actually needed for me to even survive on this planet.
Yeah, absolutely.
So to say it's evil is a little bit far. Maybe people use money for bad things, but that doesn't mean money itself is evil. Money is just a piece of paper. The people that say it's not, that it's evil, would just be not taking responsibility
Wow.
for making bad decisions with it.
Wow.
It's a huge difference there. So control is a very important thing, and I mean, I'd like to hear what you have to say about control. But
yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, control. You have to be in control, because if you're not in control. Like it's one or the other.
And notice what he's saying: in control. Like, for example, Alex doesn't control me. Don't go.
Yeah,
don't
right.
Come.
Like,
he's in control means he is in control of the relationship, and in control could be gentle too.
Yeah.
You know, when you have a baby, how many of you guys have babies? You have like infants, or you are not controlling them, you are in control. You carry them in control. You don't control, you in control. And that's against just a grammar thing.
And one thing too, just because I'm a man and she's a woman doesn't mean that she should not be a control freak as well.
I'm a control freak all day long.
Yeah. Elena and Grant, both of them are control freaks.
Yeah.
Elena was just talking on the thing the other day, talking about how she like some people got scared away basically because she's very hard on them, right? Because she demands success. Going back to the beginning, she's unreasonable, right? Now at this point in her life, that's the way she is, right? When she was watching over the house, I guarantee she was a control freak of the way that people interacted with her kids, the way that she was being a stay-at-home mom at that time, right? The way that she was operating the house. You really have to just be very clear on what your roles and responsibilities are. What are you responsible for, right? And you can always take on a bigger responsibility, right? So that all has to do with also control, because again, when you're responsible, you're in control.
Absolutely.
When you're taking responsibility for something.
Or when you're responsible, you're in control. For those who are tuning in, we come to you guys every single Wednesday at 12 p.m. Miami time. That's 8 p.m. in the United Arab Emirates. And I would like to add one more thing about control as well, guys. I'll give you an activity right now. I'll hold you accountable for it. You don't have to send me anything, but you can do it for your own amusement. Where are you right now? Are you in your office? Are you in your car listening to us? Are you in your house? Where are you exactly? Look at your environment. What is it? What's in here? Is everything in control here or no? Like, for example, here we have 2 pens. We know we need 2 pens for whatever notes. We have a notebook. We know there is a notebook. It's like, oh my God, I found it. No, I put it there. I'm in control. I put it there, right? I have my cup of coffee here. I have this one if we need it for the camera. And we have the ring light. That's it. I don't have books and dust and dirt and I don't know what around me, because I'm in control. If I cannot control my desk, I cannot control this conversation. I cannot be in control of this conversation. If we didn't put points, okay, 3 things we're going to be talking to you guys today: unreasonable, responsibility, and control, to have success in every aspect of your life. That's control. It's just not like, oh, let's go and wing it. We don't wing. We have something to share with you guys so you can take it. So that's control. We know by the way, guys, if you leave the house and you don't know where the key is, you don't know where your things are, you lose them all the time, you are not in control. If you don't know where your stuff are and you lose things and you go to your car, and some people joke about this. Oh my God, men's cars are always clean and ladies' cars are always messy. Well, it was true for me at some point. My dad goes to my car and he sees like 6 abayas and 10 shoes and he don't know what's going on in my car, right? I was messy. I was not in control. But the minute I'm in control, I know what I need. I know what I don't need. When we go travel, guys, we're going to travel to Arizona tomorrow. We have a 10X Business Bootcamp this weekend. We're not going to be like, oh my God, I'm going to put everything. I need everything. No, I know what I want. I know I'm in control when I do that. I'm in control. But if you are not in control, you're not responsible. When you're not responsible, it means you're not reasonable. You are not unreasonable. So that you see like how this whole thing is connected, guys. This whole thing is connected. If you want success, it has to start with you. You need to be unreasonable. You need to take full responsibility. Full means entire, utter, the whole thing, right? And then you need to be in control, be a control freak. There is a great book called Be Obsessed or Be Average by Grant Cardone. There is a section
So
in
good.
it literally say be a control freak. Again, you can order it online. If you need help with that, just reach out to us. And again, these are the three things. And anything else you would like to add?
Yeah, so responsibility. What was the second one?
Sorry, unreasonable responsibility
Yeah.
and control.
Unreasonable responsibility and control. They all go hand in hand. And when you start demanding things like in your life to happen, they will start happening. But if you just let things slip, you kind of just let things out of control, you stop taking responsibility, other things are going to start getting out of control as well. Like, again, you have to be obsessed about the control. You have to be obsessed about taking responsibility. I realized that, I was kind of taking responsibility for things, but I wasn't like fully taking responsibility. Like, hey, how was that my fault? Right? I just want to ask myself that question because I know I'm not perfect. I know that there's probably some things that I could have done better. And when I ask myself that question, instead of being like, I can't believe this person did this, what kind of person do they think they are? Oh my gosh, what is wrong with them? I'm going to be like, how can I take responsibility for this? I'm going to ask that question. So with that being said, that's all we have for today. If you want to join us in Dubai live in person, we're having a 2-day event live, okay, in the city of the future. Such a beautiful city, amazing people there. Go to clearandconquer.com/Dubai. That's clearandconquer.com/Dubai. And we are going to show you an experience that is going to expand every area of your life in less than 2 days. Okay? There we have a yacht. We have lunch and breakfast included, desert experiences. We have crazy dinners. We have a mastermind. They're all different packages, but
yes, we have a mastermind. Just want to talk about this mastermind quickly.
Sure.
So we're going to be doing a private mastermind, and what we're going to be getting people from the Department of Economy and some other departments in UAE to help you set up a business. So whether you already have a business outside of the UAE and you want to bring it into UAE, we can help you with that. If you already have a business in UAE, we can help you expand. If you want to start a business, we can also help you with that. So it's a great mastermind. It's gonna be a 2-day event, but then the mastermind, it's an additional day. And I'm gonna tell you guys, this is gonna be like such an incredible experience. If you are traveling from outside of the United Arab Emirates, we have great deals. Just reach out to us. There is like a packages like for your flight and for your hotel with ridiculous pricing, so you don't have to do multiple things, and you can go ahead and experience the United Arab Emirates. It's my country. I miss it. I'm not gonna deny that. I miss it. I'm gonna be there very soon with Alex. We have so many different things going on there right now. Like there's so many different things we're gonna be doing with 10x as well. As a Grant Cardone licensees, we're super excited about what's going to be happening there as well. So join us in October 2023. Reach out to us if you have any questions, or go to clearandconquer.com/Dubai to get your ticket.
Yes, clearandconquer.com/Dubai. We go live every single Wednesday. We moved it to Wednesdays. So it's Wednesday at noon Eastern, 8 p.m. UAE time for Clear and Conquer Live. So join us next week. Put it on your calendar. Show up, and we will get you the information to change your life. Let's go, everybody, and be great. Go conquer.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye. Thank you, guys, for tuning in.